Okay. All right, so we're gonna get started. And Rebecca asked, I've dabbled a bit in Command, but feel like I'm holding back because it seems like there's still a lot of work to be done. Do you recommend waiting until it's bug free or should I start now? Also, if starting now, where do I start? Awesome question that I've actually heard a lot recently, I guess. I say jump in. And they made a good point on one of the Facebook groups the other day that how many versions of the iPhone have there been? Are you still waiting for iPhone to be done? No, we're always buying the next one, jumping in, learning how to use it, and then we adapt as they develop new things. So definitely recommend getting into it. It's not like you need to know everything about it right now, but really starting with the basics. And when I say the basics, I'm going to log into Command. And when I say the basics, it's really just, treat it as a CRM, a contact relationship manager. Just having your people in there, recording your notes when you reached out to them. Oh, that was a fun little bug. Excuse me. So your basics are you're going to be, hold on, I'm going to turn off my video here. There, maybe that won't be so distracting. Your contacts. So get your contacts in here and start working out of those contacts. There are ways that you can import, a CSV file if you have a large database. Some people are just importing as they go. Other people are syncing in the settings, they're syncing an account. But that can get overwhelming if you don't have your contacts organized. So contacts would be your number one. The next thing for basics to learn is opportunities. So this really is just your sales pipeline. So your leads go in here, your transactions go in here, your listings go in here. And it just keeps everything on a tracker. So you are tracking where they are, what's happening with them, and just moving them along. The other basic, I guess, that is just kind of more fun and more on the creative side is design. So a lot of people are familiar with Canva. Designs is Canva in the Command side. The nice thing about this is that there's just templates that are real estate related for us. So there's social graphics in there that we can use. They're uploading a lot of print items. So if you dabble in that, they've got a buyer's presentation, they have a listing presentation template that you can customize. So it's really taking out a lot of the basic work, and we just have to upload our own designs, our information, which is nice. And it's going to be slow today, so I don't know if it's my computer or if it is just Command. I know yesterday Command was down for about an hour or so, and that was a Google issue. It wasn't necessarily Command. Chat. Presentations similar to eEdge, Holly asks. Yes. Let's see if I can pull it up again. Yeah, okay, so here's the listing presentation that I really haven't like done anything with. I just opened it to kind of check it out. Here we go. Maybe. Lovely. Command is not going to be our friend today. Let's see if I can reload this. Holly, I've not dabbled too much in the eEdge presentations yet. No, it's not gonna cooperate today with us. But if you are able to on your computer pull it up, it is quite nice. Just for the fact that everything is just kind of laid out, you fill it in. You stick your information in there and then carry on. I don't know what the eEdge ones look like. However, I'm sure there are similarities. Print this one. Okay. Yeah, so that part's not working, so I cannot show that to you. I apologize. Can these designs be uploaded to Facebook, Insta, etc.? Yes, so there's actually 2 ways that you can do that. So like, for example, the Tech Thursday graphic that I did this morning quickly, you can either share directly from designs, but it's not as pretty when it goes out to Facebook or Instagram. So what I recommend is, yeah, that's not gonna work. So when you design it in Designs, I recommend downloading it to your computer and then uploading it to Facebook. So like, for example, if I opened up my Facebook and I went to create a post, I would go to my business page, or even your personal page, however you operate your business, it doesn't matter. You would create a post, just write something, and then just directly share that graphic from there. So you would just have it already downloaded in your downloads and then upload it. And then it's just one direct picture. When you do it directly from Command, they have to click on like a link and then it just takes them to a 1-page website, and it doesn't show the whole graphic. So it just looks better if you download it directly to your computer and then upload it to Facebook or Instagram, or if you're on your phone, just downloading to your phone. Make sense, Holly? Awesome. And this design was actually one that was under Family Reunion. It said, you know, I'm going to Family Reunion, are you whatever, whatever. That's the nice thing about designs, is that you can go in and pretty much change any of the graphics to whatever you want. I just really liked the colors on this one as they stood out. So I just went in, changed the text, changed our logo, and ready to go in 2.5 minutes. Rebecca, did I scare you away telling you to jump into Command? Okay, good. I always get a little nervous whenever I say, yeah, get in, use it, and then like start talking about Command. It's like over some people's head. And I get it, one step at a time. Like, just log in. If that's how far you've gotten, great. Log in, look around. Holly's throwing out fighting words. Okay, so I'm going to close that screen. And we'll go back to command. So design section isn't quite working. Don't be scared. Just, you know, set those small goals. Yes, we can talk about DocuSign. I've had a few calls recently about DocuSign, so I know people are using it, which is great. And then functionality, I know we're still all struggling with it. I get it. So yeah, command contacts, work on that. And then opportunities will flow from that. And then if you feel like jumping into designs and playing around in that when it's working, those are your starting points. If you are completely new to command, I recommend clicking on your name up here in the right-hand corner, filling out your profile, also going into settings and working your way through all of the settings, and just making sure all of your information is up to date, it's correct. It just makes creation of things flow easier. And by the looks of it, command doesn't really like me today, so this is when I would just walk away. They're obviously doing something. Family reunion is coming up super fast, so there are a lot of updates happening that they're trying to have finished before that. Also, I shared yesterday, there was an article with Inman about our consumer app that's coming out, and Josh Team kind of gave an interview about it. So I shared that, and it was kind of interesting, and I'm excited for when the consumer app comes out. And that's why I'm telling people get into using command, because the consumer app will be connected to our command. So it just will provide that connection to our clients. So the way that people throw Viewpoint at us, we want them to be throwing the KW app at us. So just something to think about. Are the training videos good, pertinent? Can't type or spell, no worries. I know what you're saying, Holly. Training videos in terms of the command training or something else? Because in command, if you were, right, yes, they are fantastic. Why did you freeze on me? Here we go. So command training here. So under your name, when you click on it, if you click command training, they really recognize different learning methods, which I'm super appreciative of, because there are some people that can read just like a PDF and train that way. Other people need that video. So when you click on that, you can it takes you into this screen, and it just kind of gives you some general ideas. And then as you scroll down, there's videos, the different areas that you can train on. So it really walks you through things. So there's quick, like 3-minute how-to videos. There's like hour-long videos. So a huge variety. There's even like live classes that they've set up, or downloadable resources. So it's a good place to kind of, if you can commit yourself to setting aside time in your calendar to learn something new like every week, I highly recommend clicking on this. It may not answer everything, but it'll definitely get you more comfortable. Haven't heard a lot about Kelly lately. So Kelly is going to be changing. Kelly will soon be known as Command Mobile or Mobile Command. It should just be an update to our current Kelly app, but it's going to be more of what we see in command on our computers, will be on our phones. So there is a shift in that coming as well. I don't know for sure, but I just have a sense that Family Reunion, there's going to be a lot of releases. So perhaps they will announce that change at Family Reunion. So, you know, Kelly still works. It'll still kind of be the same idea, but there is a change coming that it'll be, you know, easier on our mobile to be connected to command, basically. Okay. Any other questions about command, Kelly? Wish I was more patient with all this stuff. Get into it, then learn something else. Yeah. And that's why I say one thing at a time. You don't have to know it all. You know, Holly, really, if your focus is just get in and have your contacts in there and you're just updating notes, that's a step in the right direction. Because it really is just going to evolve. It's just going to build, just like any technology that we use today. It had to start somewheres. We had to start somewheres. So it's going to do the same thing. It's just going to continue to evolve as we use it, as they find efficiencies for us. And they can't fix things unless we break it. So let's go and break it so that they can fix it and make it better. You're welcome. All right, Rebecca, throw me your DocuSign questions. You have such a passion for DocuSign. I love it.
I'm just gonna unmute myself. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I think the thing is like pretty much everybody that's expecting paperwork from me hates me because for some reason I'm having such a breakdown on the lack of the app because in the past, and I know it's like a new system, but in the past with Dotloop, when I got something and I was on the go via email, I could upload it to the loop and then send it to all the parties that be, meaning like the office and my admin type thing. Mm-hmm. And now, as far as I know, I can't on the go import a document that I've received via email to a room because I was using the loop as a way of like a medium of like referencing, has it been sent to everybody that needs it kind of thing.
Right.
And then I think to further that, so even when I try to do that in DocuSign, I feel like I'm getting caught up in the different fashions that I can send it. I can send it via email or I can send it in an envelope. And then I'm having this like disconnect on which way should I be sending it. And once it's sent, I'm finding it difficult to find if I've actually sent it. God.
Right. Okay. I know what you're saying. Yes. And you're not the only one.
It's just something else.
It is. And the struggle really is that we learned Dotloop and we were comfortable with Dotloop and everything was good. We had our our ways of using it. I'm just trying to log into my account here. What the heck? Maybe. There we go. So the way that I have figured out to track when people see something is so there's two sides of DocuSign. We know this. We're e-signature when we log in, and then we flip to the real estate room side, right? Then And it's really hard, like as a team, because we're operating under the same DocuSign. So it's interesting, but we have figured out our ways of doing this.
Do you
So,
have to do that, Renee, or are you guys choosing to do that?
pardon?
Do you have to do that, or are you
You
guys
don't have to do that. We're choosing to do it.
uh,
Just easier on the administrative side, whereas, you know, we didn't have to log into separate accounts, right? So everything.
don't tell anybody that, because I don't want to do that. That sounds terrifying.
Well, no, and we're a smaller team, so it works for us.
Right.
Whereas if, like for example, the CRT team, when there's like 20 agents, that would be a lot going on in one account. So let's go to, I'm going to use one of mine here. Okay, so this is one of my rooms. And I talked to Erin about this, actually, about the people section. And she recommended adding certain people. And I said, well, that, trymacoms.ca, that, gives them all these permissions and whatnot. But it actually doesn't. So if you do transaction side, we were on the buy side, and then you select a role, choose client, and then it's like, oh boy, we're giving up permissions. But all that you're actually giving up is just that they're able to add documents to a room. They're not going to. They have no idea what DocuSign is, so they're likely not that concerned. But then if you add them and you invite them, they are then added to that room. So when you go to send paperwork, it's a room, they're a room participant. So you're not having to upload their information every time. So you can add your clients, you can add your lawyers if you'd like, and you can really add the other agent as well, because it's not, I don't know about viewing certain documents. But either way, that one is my workaround for adding people. Then in terms of sending paperwork, you don't know who has seen things, that is sending an envelope, but when you go to add your recipient, needs, instead of needs to sign, you're going to click needs to view, because then that will that'll record when it was opened and when they viewed it, so you can tell it was actually sent. If you click the CC receives a copy, there is no tracking on that. They literally just get an email with it and you don't get notification. It's not recorded. So like up here in your history, it'll track here when people need to view things versus just sending them a copy. So that is, because I know that function in dotloop was fantastic because you knew when people opened things. So that would be for that one.
So Renee, sorry, so does it actually tell you, I don't use DocuSign right now, but does it actually tell you or show you, like in the history, that they've actually viewed it? I don't see that there.
Because there will be, it'll say completed with a check mark beside it.
So completed meaning viewed, or completed meaning signed. So do you get like an email or a notification like you did in dotloop saying, Renee has signed this document?
Yep. It'll say whatever the envelope name is, and it'll say has been completed. and that's when you know that it's been viewed. It's been
So
opened.
so it gives you a notification. You don't have to continue to go in and check?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of the workaround for in terms of on your computer, on your desktop.
Renee?
Yep.
What do you ever use simply the email function from the room?
I have, but it doesn't track it.
So like, for example, like for example, let's say I'm sending it to the mortgage person.
Yep.
That be an instance that you would say,
Yeah, like if you didn't necessarily need to know that someone opened it and viewed it,
right,
you could easily like check off this document and then hit the email button.
And that goes in the history too, I think, eh?
I don't. Let's see.
I think it does.
Because it's a secure link, so that would make sense. So now if I go to history, oh, it does. There we go. So it does tell you who it was emailed to.
Yeah, I was just kind of like trying to figure out, like, you know,
your process.
Yeah, like, is it make more sense to just send everything via an envelope, or is it necessary?
It depends on what you need. Like for me, if I'm sending to the other agent and it's time sensitive,
Then envelope.
I'm going to envelope it, right? But if it's just sending documents via email to the lawyer and to the mortgage specialist,
right,
a certified email link is probably sufficient because it records it here that you know for your records, oh yes, I did send that. Oh. But you don't need to know like when they opened it and if they opened it in time type thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be the workaround for that. I'm just opening my app on my phone to see. If I can find my app. And honestly, like the app on my phone, I only use it to track that things have been completed. Because you can't access rooms from the app. But like yeah, but like you get notification that like even things that have been sent from a room are signed. So it just gives you that notification.
So when you're on the go, Renee, essentially like there's no time that you're not touching your computer during the day.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. And like my computer, I have a Microsoft Surface, so it's a tablet / laptop. Mm-hmm. For me, it's really easy because it's so lightweight that it's easy to transport. But then people that, operate off of a desktop or have like a bigger laptop that doesn't necessarily have the capabilities to hook into a hotspot or things like that, I see the struggle. And I just can't, off the top of my head, I can't provide like a quick and easy solution.
That's okay. I think eventually, like I think hopefully that the idea is that eventually we will be able to operate it like on a fully functioning app that's not just of the capability of signing.
Exactly, right? And like we'll get there. Timeline wise, nobody really knows, right?
Maybe it'll be family reunion.
Yeah, we could only hope. But like looking at this, like it's like DocuSign. My biggest pet peeve is how slow the system is, and we've signed on so many like agents alone that it's like you guys need to ramp up just your website speed. So they need to upgrade their servers, and then they need to upgrade their app. So like there's a list of things that DocuSign needs to do that would be interesting for us to be able to pick the mind of the DocuSign people. Yes, Holly. Rooms are the same as loops. Yeah.
Okay, I have another one, Renee.
Yep.
So I know a lot of your training is like self-guided.
Mhm.
What would you say is the best resource for videos for watching?
In terms of DocuSign training or just in general?
I would say probably maybe both, DocuSign and Command.
Yep. So Command, I really like the trainings that they provide. The other alternative is YouTube. There are so many agents who have learned everything and gone through everything and have provided training videos on YouTube. So just go to YouTube and type in the search of whatever function you're looking for. So if it's DocuSign Rooms, go and poke around there. I know there's an agent by the name of Marty Miller who created the 66-day challenge. And he really broke it down bit by bit so that you really get a start into Command in 66 days. And it's not too overwhelming. It just kind of walks you through the basics. And I know that they've brought in a lot of DocuSign as well.
Perfect.
Marty Miller.
Yeah, I did do some of the Marty Miller. I see that like I see that they're now doing, like they've got the 66-day challenge, then 2.0, and I actually think there's 3.0 now.
Yes, I heard that the other day, today actually, this morning.
So I wonder if that's like, you know, like for somebody who like just wants to jump in like right now, I wonder if I should start way back when, or if I should start on 3.0.
See what the 3.0 is. Let's type it in. Because where like Command this time last year was quite different, right? The way that things looked, the way that things operated. So there probably have been just updating it as the major changes have come. Yeah, so connecting your applications with the KW Command settings, that's in the 3.0. And that's a pretty basic thing to have your startup with, right? Bulk actions with your contacts. So, if you had a list of people that were, contacts from a client event, you could add a bulk note or a bulk tag so that you can better organize your list. If you've, connected an app and your database is just a mess, contact archive and database wipe. How do you clean it all out and just kind of start new? Buyer's presentation with Command. So yeah, the 3.0 is probably the most updated. So I'd start with the 3.0, not necessarily back at the very beginning.
And Renee, I'm just going to take over the whole session, I guess.
That's okay. We're all listening and we're all learning, right?
I think you and I talked about this before. Are you still going on the premise of, like, to me, a database, like, I don't want it to filter in other agents that I'm working with, you know what I mean? Unless there's something that specifically stands out to that agent and like maybe I'm like wanting to grow, like bring them into KW or whatever.
Yeah.
I just want my clients or potential clients in there. Are you
Yeah.
still operating on that premise, or have you?
Yes. No, that's how I operate. Like I have a few agents, I think, in contacts.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, there are people that I feel would be good to bring into KW. And so I'm just building that relationship.
Right.
But yeah, like, unless, I'm working on perhaps like a referral network and you have like that part of your business plan is, continually reaching out to certain agents across the country, across the continent, right?
Right. Okay.
Then yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And the other thing too is like, the video that says about connecting your applications. Just be careful with what ones you are syncing, because like if you go and sync your, for example, your iCloud account, iCloud just takes every phone number, every email, and creates a contact card basically. So I mean, you could have a contact card in there that is like Joe Blow from Kijiji that you bought a pair of shoes from. And then that's uploaded into your command. Do you necessarily want that? And if there's quite a few of those randoms, is it worth syncing, or would it be better just to download those iCloud accounts, scrub it, and then import them? And if you need help with that way around, there's a few people on the tech committee, Aaron, just around the office, that we can get you set up and ready for that. Excuse me. That way you're not overwhelmed, because that was probably one of my biggest things, is that I just connected all of these applications and I had like 500 entries that half of them weren't necessary. Like I'm down to just under 300 now. So there were 200 entries that it was like, I don't have any communication with this person. Why are they in my database type thing? Your database is your gold mine. So you want to keep it organized, and you want to really connect with the people that matter.
Thank you.
No problem. Anything else, guys? We are open book. One thing that I've been asked twice this week actually is timestamp in DocuSign. So timestamp in terms of when signatures, what time and date shows up on that. There's actually two things that you need to change in DocuSign in order to have that accurate. So you log into DocuSign and it'll log you right into the e-signature side. So the blue side. So you click on it, and under My Profile, so TriMac Documents, you're going to click on Language and Region. And your region is not that. Not operating in French. Lovely. So yeah, so we're operating under US, I guess. And then set your time zone. Do not use my computer's time zone when I send documents. Make sure that it is on the Atlantic time for this. Just because computers are weird, technology is weird, and sometimes it gives the wrong time. So just make sure that you do specify that you are in Atlantic time, Canada. Set that, make sure you save it. So that's the first spot. The second spot, if you go back to the main page that we were on, and you click your the circle up here in the right-hand corner, and you click My Preferences, regional settings on the left-hand side. Same thing. Do not click off the Match My Computer's time zone. Check off Specify a time zone and choose Atlantic time, Canada. So those are the two spots. to make sure that your account is signing for you at the right times. Otherwise, it may, I don't know, however the IP addresses work and pinging of wherever, you know, you may be signing at 11 p.m., but it's actually pinging and tagging your computer like in the middle of the ocean, and you're signing at 2 a.m. And you are the wrong date. So just be aware of that. So those are the two spots to change for your signing purposes. Questions? Anything else before we wrap up? I'm going to throw out another plug. If you have logged into your Paragon, you will see market stats are here. So they updated them on time. Quite interesting. I have just dabbled in it a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of cool how things are reported on this. So something to dabble with, and we will see about getting some more training on this and how we can use it to our benefit. We'll probably see a lot of agents across Nova Scotia start pumping it out to social media, and perhaps not really understanding it, but it is kind of a new tool. But let's think about ways that we can be, you know, the guides in giving out information to the public and how we can use it to our benefit to attract more business. So that was kind of a cool addition. The other thing, if you log into Paragon on your phone, Paragon Connect, gotta say kudos to that. It allows you to check in on clients that you've set up on a collab center. It allows you to check into a listing with documents and all of that. And very cool app. So Paragon Connect, that is if you log into Paragon on your phone. Super mobile friendly, love it. Holly, difference between median and average. Average is, it takes all of the amounts and divides it by the amount. Median is what is in the dead center. So, you know, 1 to 10, your median is 5. Make sense, Holly? Yeah. So yeah, those are 2 new cool things that have come out. I'm not going into the web forms thing. Make sure you tune into those trainings. There are differences in web forms, but we just got to use it to learn it. That's all I've got. If no one has anything else, I thank you for your time and for tuning in. Much appreciated. Yes, definitely a love-hate relationship. I like it. Have a good day, guys. You're welcome.